Hello and welcome to another Ef2000 Tactcom Let's Play video. Today we're going to start a campaign, which is something completely different to what we've done before. So let's do this! Okay, here's a map of the area, Norway and Scandinavia. We're going to select a mission from the roster. This looks interesting. We've got to bomb this runway, the enemy runway of an enemy airfield, and it's plotted the waypoints for us. So we're just going to check it out. You can see the red airports, that's the enemy airports, and there's the blue airports, so the neutral airports, and the green airports are the NATO airports. So I'm just going to zoom in and look at these waypoints. We just want to make sure we're not going to fly over too many enemy surface-to-air missile sites. Okay, there's the map and the names of the major cities, and we just put the surface-to-air missile launch sites on the map. I'm going to move these waypoints so we aren't flying through the thick of it. And we're just going to make it all straight as well. No point going around the houses. There we go, that looks pretty good. I'll check the briefing. And this is an airfield denial mission. Let's check our loadout and clear it all and start again. We're going to have a fuel tank and the Durandal missiles. They are designed specially to take out runways. What they do is they've got a retard mechanism, so once they're launched they hang in the air for a bit and then dive straight down and blow a massive crater in the runway. So it'll be hard for any people to fix the runway once it's been blown by one of these missiles. And they're designed with the retard mechanism so you don't get hit from the blast, so you've got enough time to fly away. And we're just going to throttle up to 100%. We've got 3 other wingmen on this mission. That's a bit of a luxury. Now we'll put our afterburners on and get off to takeoff speed and pull up, and we're airborne. We put our undercarriage up as well.
3 airborne. 4 airborne. 2.
Now we're flying towards this enemy airfield in the middle of the night, so it's about 1:15 in the morning, and compared to many other videos, I apologise if this is a bit dark for you. I've added some brightness and colour correction to this video, so hopefully it'll come out well once it's uploaded. Okay, we're going to head towards waypoint 2, and that's 70 miles away. We're just going to check the JTIDS display, nothing close by to worry about. And I'm just going to skip to the IP waypoint, go straight there, and that's 254 miles away. There's our wingman. It's going to take about half an hour to get there, so got a fair bit of way to travel. Now, unlike the other simulator missions, the campaign has a lot more air traffic and ground targets and ground friendly tanks and surface-to-air missiles as well. So not only you've got your objective, you can do other things. And in the strategy manual you can carry it says you can carry lots of other things like alarm missiles and cluster bombs, so whatever you fancy you can just go off and do it. But we're going to keep it simple in this campaign and just concentrate on the objective. Because in the campaign, if you fail your mission, your rating drops and that affects the campaign and you could lose the campaign. Okay, let's jump into Smart View, and there's a refueler in the area. So we could use that if we wanted to. There's some tornadoes on our side. And there's quite a lot of Eurofighters ready to take off, and there's some F117A stealths. Don't think we've seen them before on this show. They're the stealth bombers. And there's our plane. I'm going to tell the wingman to go in an echelon formation, so we don't have a big footprint for the enemy to see us on radar. So we should all form up into a very tight formation in a line. And there's our wingman going into formation. Because if we don't do this and we make ourselves a big target, the enemy AWACS will divert combat air patrols towards our direction and vector in to attack us. So if we present ourselves as just one small plane, depending on how busy the combat air patrols are, they won't put us as a priority target. So if we're travelling in a small group and we look like one plane, then that's much safer. Okay, I just showed you the arrow formation, and there it was. And now we're going into a battle formation, just in case you haven't seen that before. And we're all spread out.
Phoenix, echelon go.
We're going to go back into an echelon formation.
Spike.
We're going to have a look at the ground targets, and there's some surface missiles. I think they're our NATO friendly ones. We're still flying over friendly territory. You can tell this by all the green crosses on the mini-map. So they're either tanks or surface missiles or anti-aircraft guns. Now we can see all our wingmen forming up into a line in the echelon formation. We're just going to use the skip time feature to get there a bit quicker. So we're just going about 640 knots, just under the speed of sound. At low altitude. We're going to fly at a low altitude to make use of terrain masking, which also hides our position to the enemy AWACS radar. So not only the Eurofighter has got some stealth capabilities, it was designed with stealth in mind, but we also make use of the terrain as well. Okay, we've got about 150 miles to go, and we're just checking the JTIDS display. We're just leaving friendly territory now. You can see the density of the green crosses has reduced markedly. We're flying over a lake. And heading towards the mountains.
Spike.
Now we've got the auto level employed, and we'll fly at this altitude automatically, and we'll go over any mountains automatically, so we won't crash into the mountains. And the auto level features the L button in the keyboard. And now we're at at a slightly higher altitude than before, and we're flying through low level cloud. So we're flying through pitch black, and we're flying through with our instruments only. So it's quite strange to fly without any visual cues at all. Okay, we've got about 45 miles to go. And there's our little convoy of planes. And now we've got some contacts on our radar now. And they found us as well. You hear that whirling sound, that means there's a radar lock on our plane. However, it seems to be engaged with some friendly planes ahead of us as well. So it's too busy to engage with us at the moment. If we jump into smart view, you can see it's an Su-35 and it's attacking a tornado.
Radar on.
And it's destroyed the tornado, unfortunately.
2. Engaging.
Our wingmen are going to engage.
Engaging. 4.
Because there's only us and no one else. So we've got to take out this enemy plane because it's standing in the way of us and our final waypoint, or where the enemy runway is. We turn our electronic countermeasures on, and we've got our radar on.
Radar lock.
And we've got a lock, but we're not quite in range yet. I'm not carrying any long-range S-225 missiles.
3. Buddy spike.
Warning. Radar lock.
4. Buddy spike.
Okay, the enemy plane is about 32 miles away. It's about 6,000 feet, so we've got the altitude advantage. I'm going to climb a little bit more. And yes, Su-35's in the thick of the cloud. Missile away. We're in range now.
2. Fox 1.
And in the missile view, we're travelling with the missile.
Spike.
Warning. Radar.
It hasn't launched a missile at us yet, so it's a bit strange.
3. Spike.
Now you can see on our radar there's about 2 or 3 yellow dots, and they are the missiles heading towards the enemy plane. I can see a dot in the distance.
Mayday, mayday, we are under attack.
That's the Su-35, it's launching chaff.
Splash 1. 2. Fox 1.
And we've got it! Splash 1! Excellent! Bit strange to see a lone fighter out here.
IP. Running in.
2. Copy. 3. Copy.
And now we're running into our
Copy.
target. There's 70 miles to go. I'm going to tell everyone to turn their music off and to deactivate their radar. Let's hope no one else has seen us. There's a high concentration of red crosses ahead of us. That indicates a lot of ground activity. They could be surface-to-air missile launchers or flak guns. We're just going to dive down and use the mountains to mask our position, because radar cannot go through mountains. And to the right of us is a glacier. We'll just have a look at that. think you can land on it. I think I've tried to land on it before, many years ago when I played this game. But I'm not going to do it now. Okay, over these mountains should be where the enemy airfield is. And our job is to make it completely inoperable.
Copy.
Surface-to-air missile has launched.
3. Copy.
We're going to put our music on to break the lock of it. I'm going to dive right down. And that's enough to break the lock.
Radar on.
Luckily we had this hill in front of us to put it between
Warning, missile launch.
ourselves and the missile. And another missile is launched. I can see the runway in the distance. I think there's two runways on this airfield. I'm just going to attack one runway. I'm going to make one pass only. We've got our anti-runway missiles selected. We're launching chaff. We're under fire.
266 degrees 73. Danger.
It's very dangerous. I don't want to be in this position for too long. Well, we should be lined up with the runway now. I'm just going to swing around.
Warning, missile launch.
And we've done that turn a bit too wide. We need to correct ourselves. And this is not perfect. It's just like landing, but we're not going to land. We just need to fly along this runway and launch our missiles. Just straighten her up. And missile away. And off they go.
67 danger.
This runway is out of action. Boom! Right in the middle. And we're leaving the area as fast as we can. We're launching chaff. They are not happy with us being here. Well, we're gonna select to the next waypoint, waypoint 8.
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
We're gonna fly low and fast. Along this coastline.
Hostiles heading for strike group Wildcat. 3. I'm
Warning, radar lock.
Wingman 3's been hit.
Mayday.
And I think he's going down. That's a shame.
Autopilot engaged.
And there's our other wingman.
4. I'm hit.
And number 4's been hit.
Mayday, mayday.
And number 4's going down. Which is not good.
2. I'm hit.
And 2's been hit. Oh my goodness. There's the flak. And
Weapons have gone.
he's launching his anti-runway missiles on the other runway.
Hostiles heading for strike group Wildcat.
Right, I think we're in the clear now.
Autopilot disengaged.
There is a radar missile
Hostiles
locked onto
70
us.
degrees 250.
So I'm just going to break the lock by just losing a bit of altitude. If you press F12, the pilot will look towards the direction of the missile that's coming towards you, so that'll give you a clue on which direction to move the plane. So I'm just going to put a bit of land between us and the missile to break the lock, and we've broken the lock. All we need to do now is just get home in one piece. fuel. We're okay.
Hostiles heading for strike group. Razor.
Autopilot engaged.
And we're going to put our autopilot on and put our feet up now. We've got some damage to the wing there on our wingman, and he's just trying to catch up with us using his afterburners. We're going to put the skip time feature on, and the wingman's going in the same direction that we did, across this little bay. And if we can land this, that'll be pretty good. We'll be home in time for breakfast. Let's come up to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Engaged. Autopilot engaged.
And there's our wingman. We're in the chase view. Flying over the terrain. And now we're making our way back over to the mountains. The mountains that we crossed earlier. So once we're past these mountains, we're pretty safe. Back in friendly territory. I'm going to tell our wingman to form up on an arrow formation, and we've selected the landing waypoint, waypoint 13, and that's about 100 miles to go. And the wingman's just catching up with us now. I've slowed down, I've dropped back to 88% thrust, so I'm going to let this wingman... Well, it's actually 195 miles to go. I'm going to press shift and S to skip, but it won't let us skip for some reason. Either there's enemy planes around, or there's too much damage to your plane. Okay. The wingman's formed up on our right hand side. Just check our fuel. We're not too good on fuel, so we can't really afford to fly the full distance along the waypoint, so we're just going to straight there. I think it's safe enough to gain a bit of altitude now. I can see there's a enemy plane just behind us at the bottom of the mini-map display. So we're going to gain a bit of altitude because we can fly faster.
14.
If we maintain a low altitude, we fly slower, and we run the risk of, even though they may not be able to see us, they could just suddenly appear behind us. So we always fly faster when we're higher, but we are more visible to enemy radar, so there's a trade-off. And now the enemy plane is a bit further away now, so
7 degrees, 215 Angel, 20.
I just want to keep a comfortable distance between us and them. And we use less fuel as well when we're higher up, so we look a bit more comfortable with our fuel consumption. It is possible to glide about 30 miles, I think maybe even 60 miles when you're about 40,000 feet and you're out of fuel. it's possible to glide that kind of distance. But I'm not going to let myself be in a position to try that. When we get close enough, we're going to ask permission to land. I'm going to lose a bit of altitude now.
Phoenix, full recovery.
Regay using runway 8.
And we'll be landing at Regay.
2 initials.
We should be just below this cloud cover.
135 Angel 18.
I'll press I for the RS landing mode, and we can see the landing boxes there. So we need to be in a position where we can land straight.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
And we're going a bit too fast.
On the brake.
We're throttled back. We'll put our air brake up to slow us down.
Undercarriage down.
Finals, gear down.
Put our undercarriage down. And this doesn't look too straight.
Hostiles
And we're coming a bit fast.
33 Angel 2.
I'm gonna pull up. Keep the nose up. And we've landed.
On the brake.
And we'll put our shootout.
Finals gear down.
Mission accomplished. Excellent. I'm just gonna taxi off to the side, get out of the way. There's our wingman coming to land as well. And we'll see what kind of score we'll get in a minute. Because our score will affect the outcome of this campaign.
2 bandits.
And we'll put our engines off. We should get 100% success because we did destroy the runway. If we look at the general stats, you can see the red side is the enemy and the green side's us. So the enemy has got an advantage over us at this point in time. And we've got 100% score, but overall rating is 71 because it's cumulative. So that's that. Until next time, we'll continue the campaign in the next show. Bye bye.